Do you have the victory? Do we have the victory? Let me hear you say, we have the victory. Yeah. My brothers and sisters, we indeed do have the victory. But I ask you the question, are we showing it? Are we walking in it? Is it obvious by our actions that we are proving ourselves victorious over the challenges that we are facing in this community? Or are we acting like victims? I challenge you this evening. I challenge us this evening to shed the victim mentality which distorts our ability to tackle issues head on. We must be victors in our battle against the illegal drug trade and crime and abuse that accompanies it, not victims. We must be victors against the rise in incidents of violence in our home, not victims. We must be victors in providing exemplary education to our young people, not victims. We must be victors in putting a roof over the head of everyone who wants it, not victims. We cannot afford to fail. There is too much at stake. Future generations are reliant upon our actions today. It has been said that life affords no greater responsibility, no greater privilege than the raising of the next generation. We each have a collective role to play to ensure that our future generations are not disadvantaged. Our government, admittedly, plays an important part in setting the foundation now for a success in the future, but it cannot do it alone. So the key, my brothers and sisters, is that we must walk this path of victory together. Sidestepping is not an option. The excuse of "it doesn't involve me" is unacceptable. The feeling that no one will listen is untrue. The thought that you are powerless is a mistake. The fear that causes one to say, "I'm safer in my silence," is unfortunate and frankly a downright shame. I say no more excuses. Your government, our government, the Progressive Labor Party government is listening. You are not powerless. We are not powerless. Let me say that again. We are not powerless. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. We can no longer be dismissive of our inherent responsibilities. We must believe that we can bring about a positive impact about the social ills facing our island home. We must believe that our young black males can move out of the streets and into the boardrooms. We must believe that our students can progress from a GED to a PhD. We must believe that our drug addicts can reform from a life of bondage to a life of liberty. We must believe that our families can transform from dysfunction to wholesomeness. We must believe that this government, our Progressive Labor Party government, can extend its terms of office from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You get the picture? We must believe that all these things can be realized. So I therefore ask you the question, how badly do you want it? Are we prepared to put our beliefs into actions? Or would we rather be skeptics, having seen the writing on the wall, claim that it is a forgery and walk away? My brothers and my sisters, I suggest that you read carefully that writing on the wall. Look at it very closely. Put your glasses on or take them off if you have to. It's real, nothing fake about it. Break the silence so we can stop the violence. I also ask the question, are we prepared to accept that these young black Bermudian men ganging in the streets are our young black males? Because they are. And that these drug addicts walking in disease of death are our addicts? Because they are. And what about those students who flunk out of our school system? As much as we might try to deny it, we are our brother's keepers. And what about those dysfunctional families? They are our families. To think otherwise would be disastrous. To think otherwise would be a detriment to our society, our island's reputation, and our generations to come. There is a work for each and every one of us to do. We must also accept that this, our government, a government that we elected to power, a government that we cannot abandon. Our support of our government must be unwavering through the thick and the thin. Anyone can work on a deck when the sea is calm. But what happens when the waters get a bit rough? When the waves seem bigger than we can handle? Do we jump ship or put tools down? Storms will come and storms will go, but the deck still has to be manned. Let not the storms make us victims. Let the experiences make us victors. This is what made this party the great party that it is today. It pressed through the storms of the past to victory in 1998 and in 2003, and will press through victory in the next election. Now, for those of you who may have fallen victim to the recent media broadcast regarding my candidacy in Smith's North Constituency 10, my very presence on this stage proves that I'm not standing down, and nor have I been asked to. Right, Premier? I have the victory. For those of you that may have been impressed by the glossy mailings of the opposition leader, I say, I have the victory. For those of you that may be swayed by the speak of the opposition leader after his 5th visit on your doorstep, I say, I have the victory. I have the victory. I have the victory. Do you have the victory? Do we have the victory? Do we believe we have the victory? We have the victory, and I thank you, and let us be victorious at the polls at Smith's North C10. Thank you very much. What happened to my extra music?
Let's hear it again for Patrice. Patrice Minors, the incumbent candidate for constituency 10.